Despite the ceasefire being officially over, it's not really over, and anybody who follows this issue of Palestinian rights knows that it's not over by a long shot. We need to carry on the struggle for Palestinians globally, because it's only through outside pressure that Israel, the apartheid state of Israel, is going to end their tremendous oppression and genocide of Palestinians. So that's why we need to take some advice from Abby Martin, that I'm going to show you a little clip from what she suggests we need to do. I hope Alia isn't going to take down the Palestinian flag in the background there. So we need to take these suggestions of journalists, independent journalists and activists that have been involved in this struggle for a long time. And we need to join the BDS movement, and we need to put pressure on governments. We need to push governments to end their support of apartheid, to put sanctions on apartheid Israel, just like what happened in the struggle to end apartheid in South Africa. And I'm old enough to remember that. When I was in a band, we used to do benefits to help end apartheid in South Africa. There was a boycott, divestments and sanctions movement throughout the world, and you might have noticed that there were certain celebrities that refused to play in Sun City in South Africa. And this eventually worked. It's been proven to work, and that's why we need to participate in it. And P.S., boycotting apartheid Israel is not anti-Semitic. The government there is a genocidal, ethno-supremacist government. Unfortunately, a lot of the citizens have also adopted that awful indoctrination, but the government is actually the one that is absolutely committing a genocide of Palestinians, and they need the whole globe to participate to end it, because unfortunately change isn't going to come from within apartheid Israel. I'm afraid there are too many citizens that have been indoctrinated for so long that there's an extreme amount of genocidal racism in that within Israelis. Let's all do what we can to help, like what happened in South Africa, to help that end, to help this end through BDS, through support of Palestinian struggles, through any means that non-violent means that we can think of that will help end it. And let's be creative, and Palestine will be free, and it's not over till it's over. So we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing for Palestine?
Hey guys, Manar Mohawish Adley here, founder and editor-in-chief of Mint Press News. I am here live in Minneapolis at the No Justice, No Peace rally for Palestine. People are here in Minneapolis at Bryant Park. We are about 1,000 people strong, and the reason people are here gathered in solidarity for Palestinian human rights, despite that there was a ceasefire announced in the last couple of days, is because the fight for justice does not end with that ceasefire. Palestinian human rights have been quashed for the last 73 years under Israeli occupation and apartheid. And so people are here to stand in solidarity with Palestinians, to show that the fight for justice is not over. We will continue. And that's the message I have for everybody who's watching this live stream, and for those who decided not to come to today's protests in solidarity with Palestinian human rights across the globe, who thought, okay, well, the ceasefire was announced, well, we can take a break now. Justice for Palestinians does not take a break.
Palestine are illegal. Over 3,000 people right here in Minneapolis for Palestine. Everybody give a shout out to our people right here. The world has spoken for Palestine. Yet last week I called Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. Let's not call him Sleepy Joe. I hate Joe. Joe Biden is wide awake abetting apartheid. Wide awake. Abetting genocide in Gaza, approving nearly $1 billion weapon sale in the middle of a massacre in Gaza. Boo to Joe Biden. If you had any hope that the Democratic Party would save us, they are far from our saviors. We the people, it is up to us, our voices, to free the people of Palestine. We have to show up, not just right here on the streets.
Perfect. Nadia from Students for Justice in Palestine. Hi everyone.
My name is Nadia Aruri, and I'm here on behalf of Students for Justice in Palestine at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, and I'm going to talk a little bit about pro-Palestinian activism on campus today. So yesterday, SJP hosted a protest co-sponsored by over 10 student organizations on campus, demanding that the Board of Regents acknowledges our BDS resolution passed in 2018. A resolution demanding that not only the Board of Regents divest from companies that are complicit in Israeli violations of Palestinian human rights, but also those that are maintaining and establishing private prisons and immigration detention centers or violating indigenous sovereignty. We know that our struggles are interconnected and that we cannot have Palestinian liberation till we have Black liberation and Native liberation and liberation and human rights for all oppressed people. This is solidarity. This is what SJP is about. None of us are free until all of us are freed. Campus activism is an integral part of our fight, but it isn't easy. Students like me shouldn't have to be scared that speaking up for our own basic human rights and the rights of others might bar us from entering our country, future job opportunities, and graduate college acceptances. But that's exactly what happens when websites like Canary Mission, whose sole purpose is to dox and harass people and organizations who defend Palestinian livelihood, accomplish. And yet our universities do nothing to defend their Palestinian students on campus, but instead continue to ignore our demands and contribute to an already existing hostile environment for Palestinians on campus. To be Palestinian is a political statement of its own. It means you aren't supported by the country you live in, your institutions, and oftentimes your very own communities. As a second-year student at University of Minnesota, I have loved my time at my university, the students and faculty I have met, and the experiences that I have had. It is because of this that I dedicate myself to criticizing my university and the rhetoric that surrounds Israel's occupation of Palestine on campus. It is because I love many of my university experiences that I strive to make it better. I want Palestinian students that come after me to feel safe and represented by a campus that never spoke for me. A campus that uses my tuition dollars to fund companies that build bombs, operate in illegal settlements, and illegal occupied territory, and contribute to Israel's apartheid regime. Thank you. That's all I have to say for today.
All right, next up we have Miriam from If Not Now.
Hi everyone, my name is Miriam. Hey, I'm representing If Not Now, and we're an organization of American Jews who are fighting to end our community's support of the occupation of Palestine. I wanted to share a little bit about the letter and petition that Jews Against Apartheid in Minnesota put together last week. So if you're Jewish in the crowd, can you take out your phones? Awesome, cool. So if you go to Instagram or Facebook, If Not Now, Twin Cities, you'll find our petition there. I'm going to read it aloud now because it's the statement that both If Not Now and Jewish Voice for Peace have come together in solidarity to stand behind Palestine. So while I'm reading it, go ahead and sign that if you are a Minnesotan Jew standing in the crowd today. We are Minnesotan Jews. Ocheti Chocowin lands, which includes Lakota, Nakota, Dakota, and Anishinaabe territory. We are horrified by Israel's ongoing violence against Palestinians in Sheikh Jarrah, Gaza, the West Bank, and across the Holy Land. Now is the time for our community to connect the dots. The horrors we're seeing are the result of the same system. The events of the past week are a continuation of decades of violence, ethnic cleansing, and theft by the state of Israel. And as Jews, we cannot be silent. For too long, American tax dollars, $3.8 billion each year, have been used by Israeli forces to commit this violence. For too long, politicians have used us, American Jews, as an excuse to continue funding war crimes in the state of Israel. And to them we say, not in our name. While Israeli leaders are openly promoting policies of ethnic cleansing and apartheid, too many American leaders are recycling the same talking points about peace and two-state solutions that they've been using since the 90s. Enough tradition commands us to seek justice, to speak the truth, and above all, to honor and protect human life. We call for an end to the unconditional U.S. military aid to Israel, for the return of Palestinian homes and land, and for an end to the siege and violence on Gaza. Ethnic cleansing is not our Judaism. Thanks, everyone. So we're about to start the march, and before we did that, I was asked to lead a song. So I'm a very average singer, and that's why I like to song lead, because we all get to sing, and our revolutions are going to be, well, let's make them full of music and song. So the song that I'm going to teach is adapted from South African anti-apartheid movement, and let's keep up the solidarity from various anti-apartheid movements. That's right. So if you have access to a song sheet, which I think maybe some people do, but not everyone does, the words are really simple. The first two parts are column repeat, and then there's a part that we sing together. So it goes column repeat, sing together. So if y'all repeat after me, courage, my friend, all together. You do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Awesome. So those two parts that go, you do not walk alone, and sing your spirit home, we sing that all together, all right? It's a little confusing, but we can do it, okay? Okay, so courage, my friends, all together. You do not walk alone. We will walk with you, and sing your spirit home. That's right, that last part all together. So then the next time we sing it, we can put different things in for courage. So next we're going to do Palestine. Palestine, my friends, all together. We do not walk alone. We will walk with you, all together, and sing your spirit home. Gaza, my friend, you do not walk alone. We will walk with you and sing your spirit home. Liberation, my friends, you do not walk alone.
Hey guys, I'm back again. So just to give you guys a little update, I'm live at the Minneapolis No Justice, No Peace rally for Palestinian human rights. Despite there being a ceasefire announced a couple of days ago, Israel has obviously violated that ceasefire by attacking Palestinian worshippers at Al-Aqsa Mosque. And so people are still here recognizing that the fight for justice for Palestinians is far from over. We have probably over 1,000 people here, and it's pretty incredible. I'm also live streaming on the Mint Press News Facebook page, just trying to get this out there on as many platforms as possible, just to kind of help beat social media algorithms and throttling of Gaza news about Palestine. And so if you could share this.
If you look at what Palestinians are saying, they really need Americans to get educated and to mobilize. So the protests are an incredible start, but that's where BDS comes in. These things work. Activism works, and so does BDS. And that's why Israel has gone to such great lengths and spent billions of dollars to pass anti-BDS legislation in 30 states already. In the US, 30 states are mandating that you sign a fealty pledge to Israel in order to work. I mean, because they know ultimately that's what's going to bring them down. It brought down racist Jim Crow apartheid here, and it brought down apartheid in South Africa, and they know that that movement is coming, and it's coming soon.